Hello, and welcome back to Wonderland Asylum. We're back today with something completely new. From our friends over at Fanhome, we have Build the Power Rangers Megazord. Now, I cannot tell you how happy I am to be building this. I watched Chris Falcon build this on his channel. He imported it from France because they released it before we did. I believe it's 100 issues and he completed his a while ago. So, as I say, this is the Megazord. You do actually get all 5 Zords as such, and they join together to form the Megazord. Now, I used to watch Power Rangers religiously every Saturday as a child. Now, I do believe this is the actual size of the model when it's complete, if I'm not mistaken. So, it's a big old model when it's done. Now, I do have the original toy release, I think it was from Kenner, of the model back from the 90s, so I'll be able to show you a comparison as we go along. But you can see there all the details, and it's 60 centimetres tall. You get all the different Dinozords in it, and it is all light up. I'm not sure if there's sound effects or not, but it does all light up. You have here some more information about it. Basically, it's got magazines with all the information in it. It comes, of course, with the build instructions. Premium offer is it comes with a premium stand. Not sure if I'm getting that or not. And you do get these exclusive gifts. Now, these are correct as of the time of print. So, if you subscribe to this in the future, it may be different. But at the moment, you get a mug, you get a Power Rangers t-shirt, and you get an external battery charger with the Power Rangers logo on it. So that's pretty cool. And here we have issue 1. So what's in the magazine? Well, the first thing is you get the instructions, so we'll skip past that. Don't want to ruin the surprise. I will spoil it a little bit. The first one doesn't take very long. And then we go on to the characters. Jason, the Tyrannosaurus. Originally, at least, before he was replaced. And then, of course, we have the Power Rangers there with the White Ranger in the background, although he didn't join till later on. Again, there we have the first metamorphosis was the day of the dumpster. Remember it well? Yep. Such nostalgia looking at these magazines. So cool. Love the Power Rangers. And of course there is David Fielding, I believe his name was, as Zordon, who, if you believe the rumours, was asked in for a screen test, recorded an hour and 15 minutes worth of dialogue and was never called back. And that hour and 15 minutes was what they used for his entire performance due the series. And I don't think he was paid very much for it either. So, yeah. And that was what led to the changing cast from the original 3, Red, Yellow, and who was the other one? Black Ranger, all left, and they were replaced with new ones, and it was down to them wanting to unionise. And there we go, that was another later series that I never watched. I didn't watch it after the Ninja ones. But, without further ado, let's have a look at what you get in issue 1. Okay, so here we have the parts for issue 1. We are starting with the chest plate, which is also the kind of main body of the pterodactyl. Now that always confused me because, as you can see, it's red, but the pterodactyl was the pink Power Ranger. However, there was no pink in the Dinozords. But hey, so as I say, the first few issues always come in this nice presentation packaging because normally these things get a store release. I don't think Fanhome do store releases, certainly not in the UK, but in other territories that's how it goes. So you can see there, that's pretty heavy, it's all metal. If you can hear that. So it comes in 2 parts. There's then this plastic joining component there, and we have a bag of screws. Now these are actually flanged screws, if you can see there, pretty nice. So that'll be good if you get spares, because I do keep my spare screws. Okay, so essentially all we're doing is marrying these 2 bits up first and foremost and screwing them together into these 2 screw holes. Now I use my own precision screwdriver set. They do tend to give you screwdrivers with them, but they haven't done in this one. I don't know if they will in a couple of issues' time, but at the moment, certainly, you're on your own as far as the screwdrivers are concerned. However, I do know certain people who used to go and buy loads of issue 1 of different models just to get the screwdrivers. So it's a PH1 that I have in here just now, and it seems to fit it very, very nicely. Now, some people use oil, particularly when they're going metal into metal. I don't always. We'll see how it goes, and if it's going to be a problem, then I will get some oil or some WD-40, some sort of lubricant to make it a bit easier. I'm going to get a different head from this screwdriver. I don't think that's the right size because it's not working particularly well. Oh no, got it now. It just wasn't sitting in the screw properly. I think it's because this head is slightly worn. Yeah, you don't need any lubricant for that. It goes in reasonably nicely. Okay. I can see what they've done is they've put a split in the screw hole at the bottom so that it makes it a bit easier to fit. Now hang on, I'm going to change this head because it's not working very well. 2 seconds. Okay, so a hint, it is a PH0 screwdriver you're going to need. PH1 is just slightly too big for these screws. Now, the other model I'm building, of course, is Titanic, and for that one you will need the PH1 because the PH0 is just slightly too small. But there we go. The joys of part works. Nothing's ever the same size. Okay, and there we go into the other joining post. Yeah, there's no need for oil or anything on this one. The holes are well drilled and they're not full of paint, which is always nice. That's essentially what makes people want to use the oil, is because the holes get full of paint. But there we go. Look at that. Amazing. Really, really chuffed with that. Now you will want to be careful. I've got a cutting mat down on my desk, which is quite a nice surface. It's not the softest, but some people will use like some microfiber towels. If you want to do that, there's absolutely no harm in that at all. Now the other thing to be aware of is these screws are silver, but in the pictures in the magazine it shows them as being black. They're not, they are silver, so just be aware of that. Then the next thing we're doing is putting this on. I believe it's 8 screws. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can see the 8 holes all around the edge here. And that's going to be the backing plate for the really shiny bit. How do I feel about building Pterodactyl first? It wasn't my favourite, but I would challenge you to find a young boy who grew up in the 1990s whose first girl crush wasn't Amy Jo Johnson, who played Kimberly in the Power Rangers, the Pink Ranger. I would hazard a fair guess that anyone who says that's not true may be telling fibs. I'm not sure how much Power Rangers trivia I'll go into during this build. I have a wealth of it, and I dare say a lot of it is stuff that nobody really needs or wants to know. I guess we'll see when it gets to the stages that start to take a bit longer just how much nonsense I babble. But yeah. Do have the first series of Power Rangers on DVD, then was never able to get any more. I think the first series finished where Lord Zed appeared instead of it being Rita. It was Rita to begin with, and then Lord Zed appeared and banished her back into her dumpster because she failed. And gave Goldar his wings back, incidentally. I never understood that. He had his wings for the opening credits, and then Rita took them off him. I never understood the sense in that. But then when Lord Zed appeared, he gave him them back anyway. So, did tell you I will babble a lot about Power Rangers because I really loved it as a child. I have actually. I may well show you my Power Rangers collection when I'm done with this, because I'm that sad. Yes, I am that sad. I do keep the majority. Those of you who've been following me for a while, you've seen my collection of stuff which used to sit behind me in what was the hobby room, more or less. But in the new place, it's all in the living room, so it all has pride of place because the decoration in here was my decision. But yep, there we go. To say, I do keep an eye on what part works are around the world to see if there's any that I think, oh, I really want to do that. The other one I've seen that I really would love the opportunity to build is the Graf Zeppelin aircraft carrier. However, they had issues with releasing the Bismarck globally, so I would imagine they'll probably have the same issues with the Graf Zeppelin, and I don't know how much worldwide appeal it would have. I mean, it would certainly appeal to me, because as you saw at the start there, I have Bismarck behind me. I was building the U-96 U-boat, but I haven't had any parts for that since before I moved, so I don't know what happened. But there we go. That is what that looks. That's just amazing. It's so cool. I'm so happy with that. But yeah, that's all there is in issue 1. So that's us for issue 1 of the Fanhome release of Build the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord. And that's what we've created. Look at the size of that. Absolutely massive. I'm just popped. I'm so happy. Yeah. What's coming in issue 2? Well, they don't actually tell you in the Fanhome magazines, but I have issue 2 here, and it's the head. It's Megazord's head. Now, as I said, I do have the original Kenner toy from when I was a child. And to give you a sense of scale, that's where we are, roughly. It's a lot bigger than the Kenner one. So yeah, it's going to be a fair old size when it's done. Chuffed to bits. Again, very well detailed, very nicely styled, and it just looks so cool. So yeah, if you enjoyed that, do leave me a like, do consider commenting, and do drop a follow to see the rest of the Megazord, hopefully. The rest of the Titanic, which is nearly done. I have the remaining issues here, I just haven't done them as yet. There's some very fiddly work to do, and I'm waiting on a couple of replacement bits coming because I'm not happy with what I've been sent. And hopefully the rest of the U-96 U-boat, if I can ever get them to start sending me bits again. But yeah, thanks as always for watching, and if you've been here before, you know the drill. Peace out, everyone. And as mentioned, here is a quick glance around my Power Rangers figures. I have the original figures there. The green one and the red one actually came from Mallorca in 1994, I think it was, either 93 or 94, and the rest of them are the head swap series. And over here we have some of the monsters. We have Eye Guy, we have the Black Knight, we have the Stag Beetle, I can't remember the snake guy's name, or the chicken, and we have Pugsy the pig. So yeah, those are my Power Rangers figures alongside both the original Megazord and the Ninja Megazord. But yeah, just thought you'd like to see that.